following is a presentation of the National Sim Racing League of America. Enjoy the race. Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and this is qualifying for race number 18 in season number 7 of the NRLOA Chick-fil-A Cup Series. For the first time ever, the Chick-fil-A Cup Series will be doing battle in a points race at the Armory Digital Super Speedway. This for the New Balance 450. Uncharted qualifying. Tap to advance on to the main event, which will happen tomorrow night on my birthday. I've said that a lot already. Actually, we already recorded Turkey Hill Series. You'll hear me mention that a few times later tonight over on Napa Fan. But yeah, I'm excited to turn 19 years old. You know, it's a special number, I guess. But anyways, a special weekend for the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Now, we've had the All-Star race here 3 prior times, but we've never had a points race here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series before, up until now, and it's definitely going to be an interesting show because we have the restrictor plates on at this track, and they go a little bit slower than normal. Very strategic. It's a lot like Talladega, but a little bit more strategic. And it's going to be a fascinating show tomorrow night for the New Balance 450. It'll be 35 laps, and like I said, this is Uncharted qualifying. Top 2 fastest guys will advance on, qualify for the rest of the field, and be in the race tomorrow night over on Napa Fan. So Mark Davidson again in the 67. This might be the 4th time in a row he's been in the 67. He's been doing pretty good in the Turkey Hill Series as of late. He will be the first driver to complete a lap here in Uncharted qualifying. Number 18 is Isaac Redmond, who's pretty good here at Armory Digital. He won the Turkey Hill Series race here at the beginning of the season. And he's in the Hamill Racing Enterprises machine. 5 of the cars, 5 of the drivers in these Uncharted drivers, they also qualified or attempted to qualify for Pocono. So 5 of these guys going back to back. Here's another one of them, Ryan Madden in the 85. Jake West, who started on the pole for last week's race at Pocono, in the number 36 right there. And the guy who won that race, our defending Chick-fil-A Cup Series winner right here. If you can see him, it's a dark day here at Armory Digital. I will say we'll turn the lights on for the race tomorrow night, don't worry. But Matt Tuck in the number 98. Fresh off his victory in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, they're going to make it into another event, possibly get another win. It's Adam Lewis in the Taker Motorsports machine. And the guy who won at New Hampshire last weekend in the Turkey Hill Series, Sebastian Cucalon in the 71. And I think the last guy is Casey Hoffman, which, by the way, for tomorrow night's race, we are finally going to have Caleb back in the booth with us. So excited. Haven't done a race with him since the Daytona 500 this year. It has been 4 months since I've actually talked to him, so it's going to be great to be back with him, and we'll have to see if his son makes it in. And then number 97, Casey Hoffman did a really good job in his first Chick-fil-A Cup Series start at Road America a couple weeks ago. He cracked the top 10, stayed there the entire time. This 97 has been in victory lane so far this season with Alex Bonsignor, and we just came off another Uncharted driver winning a race here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Right now, 2 fastest guys are these 2 guys, Jake West and Ryan Madden. Jake West going for 2 in a row here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, and he's got a fast hot rod there, the number 36 and the number 85 machine of Ryan Madden. I don't think he's won here before. For some reason, I want to say he has, but he hasn't. But you see him right there behind the 36 machine. And they're now holding on to the 2 top positions. Matt Tuck is 3rd fastest. And the 67 of Mark Davidson is 4th fastest. 18. Doesn't really matter past that point. Only top 2 advance on anyway. So, excuse me. So what am I saying? Oh boy. These qualifying sessions have been kind of a mess as of late. Of course, last week you guys didn't even hear Trey Wright, who was in the booth with me. Yeah. But now you should be able to hear Caleb tomorrow night. There's nobody alongside me today though, so this is the way it goes. But Ryan Madden now fastest here in Uncharted qualifying. He, along with Jake West, the only 2 guys that go under 50 seconds, and you see the huge gap they have. And those are the only 2 drivers in the entire field drafting. So great runs for those guys right there. And the way this is looking, it's going to be those 2 guys who are going to qualify in advance on for the New Balance 450 at Armory Digital. Gonna have about 30 more seconds and then the session will be over. No, 50 seconds. Okay, that's what you're gonna give us. But everybody else is effectively screwed with these guys running right on each other. So it's now Jake West back out front. And he's a second faster than third place. So yeah, that definitely shows it right there of how big the draft is here at Armory Digital, especially the place where you got restrictor plates. It's just a big deal to be behind somebody here. And these two guys, they worked together, and they're both going to be in the show tomorrow for the New Balance 450. So great runs for Jake West and Ryan Madden, as they will qualify for the New Balance 450 in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Wait for these guys to officially call it. And right there, 30 more seconds there. So we got to see if there's anybody else drafting, and there isn't. So there's no point in really watching anything else there. But there we go. Jake West, once again fastest in Uncharted qualifying. That is the second straight week he has been the fastest in Uncharted qualifying. This time he'll qualify alongside Ryan Madden. Matt Tucker, last winner, unable to qualify for this race, but still a great run for him either way. Last week especially, getting the win, and I'm sure he's still reeling after that one. And for some reason, I cannot move my mouse, so that's a bit of a problem because we got to stop the recording somehow. We don't have the official results right there because I can't move my mouse, so that's unfortunate. But I will say Jake West and Ryan Madden have officially qualified for the New Balance 450, and they will join the other 40 full-time drivers right now for pole qualifying from the Armory Digital Super Speedway. So don't go anywhere. Let's see who grabs the pole for this 35-lap race at Armory Digital. That's if I can get my mouse to work, because this is kind of ridiculous. There we go. I got it, guys. There are the results. Just for your reference. So, yeah, let's go ahead and see who grabs the pole. And here we go. We're ready to set the starting lineup for the New Balance 450 from Armory Digital. The inaugural event tomorrow night, and it is going to be a fantastic one. The good thing about this track is they do not wreck like crazy, and they can keep it on the racetrack pretty well. So it's going to be a relatively green flag race. I mean, we went caution-free. Here's the thing. We actually have not had a caution since Daytona. The second Daytona race, the Valvoline 400, of course, we went to where was it? Road America. We don't have any cautions on the road courses, and Pocono went caution-free last week, and we could end up with another caution-free race here today. Nashville next weekend could also be caution-free, but doesn't take away from the racing. Christian Vargas, Coke 600 winner, first driver out there in the 06, and see what he can do. He's going to definitely easily be the first driver to complete a lap here. There's nobody like behind him. He went out ahead of everybody there, and next guy in line is this guy, Zachary Fitzwater, and I mentioned we're going to have Caleb Hoffman in the booth. When Hoffman was in the booth last time, this guy won, so maybe three's a charm for him this season, looking for his third win, and another one on a super speedway. He is 31st in the points coming into this race, unfortunately. I believe his chase hopes are unfortunately dashed, which is very unfortunate considering the great start of the season he had, winning the Daytona 500 and staying in the top 10 in points for a little while there, but he just fell off. He only has 3 top 10s, and 2 of those are his 2 victories. So it's a tough break for Zachary Fitzwater, but it's a tough series, and it takes a lot to win a championship here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. You got William Brock here behind him. His teammate, of course, their teammate, Matt Tuck, who failed to qualify, by the way. He won the last race in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Beast Racing is up to 3 wins. 2 of them by Fitzwater, 1 by Tuck. So we'll have to see how those guys do as the season goes along. William Brock has a bit of a draft there. We saw in Uncharted qualifying how massive the draft would be. You got Tristan Allen going to the top of the board, drafting off of Aaron Walpole and Julio Caesar. And he's the other Beast Racing driver there. So great run for Tristan Allen. Super Speedway Master in the NRLOA. Nathan Stapleton His first win came in Atlanta, but in that same season he won the Turkey Hill Series Championship in 2015. He won here as well, so he has done it here before at this racetrack. Alexander Rowe just did it, went to the top of the board in the 68. Probably had a little help there from Richard Kinghart, which is interesting. Those two guys actually switched rides before the season. Initially, Rowe was going to be in the 47 and Kinghart was going to be in the 68, but they traded. So we got Rowe in the 68 and Kinghart in the 47. Alexander Rowe might not have wanted to make that decision because Kinghart's already gotten 2 victories in that 47 throughout this season. So it's been a pretty good ride for those guys. Julio Cesar, 95 now fastest. Now Alexander Rowe back to the top. And he was on the outside there. Wow, what a great run there for Alexander Rowe, drafting off of Daniel McMillan ahead of him. And we keep on changing it up there up top. Jonathan Wong now to the top of the board with Juan Garcia, Patrick Smith behind those guys. You see Smith there in the 66. Remember, Jake West won the pole for the last race here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. And, you know, he's gone 3 for 3 in these qualifying sessions. He has 3 consecutive qualifying sessions, uncharted or regular, where he has been the fastest. He's going for his 4th consecutive one here. Luke Rainey to the top of the board. Holy crap, we have not really seen his name the entire season. It's quite amazing to see him go to the top like that, but great to see it as well. Luke Rainey now fastest. Nicholas Samadio, Justin Knight, Tristan Allen, and Ryan Madden. Pretty good group of guys right there, and this guy holds the top spot with Luke Rainey up top in the number 12. A pole would definitely be nice by this team. Luke Rainey is the only driver, only full-time driver this season, to have yet to get a top 10 finish. It's been that tough for those guys. Stuart Gratton, he's right on the edge, only 5 points off the cutoff here. He's won the All-Star race here when we held it in Season 3. And Luke Rainey just beat him again, so that 12 has some speed, y'all. Look at that 12 in the middle of all that. The fastest guy, 48.5 seconds. That is much faster than what we saw in Uncharted qualifying. This guy's going pretty fast around this super speedway right now. It is Luke Rainey, Stuart Gratton, Aaron Walpole, Nicholas Samadio. Walpole just jumped Samadio, I think. No, Jonathan Wong just jumped Justin Knight. That's what happened. Then it's Justin Knight, Jake West, Tristan Allen, Ryan Madden, and Trey Bartow. It's a top 10 here so far in qualifying. Will it be Quintero Racing Incorporated and Luke Rainey winning the pole award, the Meliola pole award? You know, that's the first time we've actually referred to it as the Meliola pole award, but that's what it's actually called, by the way. On all of these cars, there's a Meliola pole award sticker. But I think out of all the races we have done, all the qualifying sessions we have done, that's the first time I've called it the Meliola pole award. It took me that long, yes, I know. When the trucks were here last season, this guy was in victory lane, Garrett Sinor, and we got a couple fast runners right there with Patrick Smith and Jonathan Wong. Patrick Smith now to the top of the board for North State. A great run for him. So it's Patrick Smith, Jonathan Wong, Luke Rainey, Jake West, Stuart Gratton, Aaron Walpole, Nicholas Samadio, Andrew Miller. 30 machine of Justin Heath, who is currently 8th in the points, and that just changed again, as we just had Jake West go to 4th. I think he was already there. Julio Cesar just went to 7th. We have John Arndt there in 12th, John Stewart in 13th, and Arndt's one of those guys on the edge. 87 behind the points leader, but only 10 behind the cutoff. So watch out for him in this race. Focus on him here. Try to find him. There he is. It's been a really odd season for this team. They've been a pretty good team. I mean, they're 15th in the points right now. Actually 14th because they're tied with Cameron Garlington. But, you know, they got a really good chance at making the chase. We'll have to see if they can do so. We just had Justin Roberts go to 9th there in the 83. It's a great run for him. Tristan Allen rounds out the top 10 right now. All these guys under 49 seconds. It's until you get to Isaac Nichols in 24th place. You get above the 49-second mark. Everybody under 49 seconds in this session. The whole thing is, though, it really doesn't matter where you start for this race because like I said, it's like Talladega. We're going to have a lot of passing. It's a little bit more strategic than Talladega because that outside lane works off the tri-oval. That does not happen over at Talladega, so that makes this place different. But you want to be on the inside lane near the end of the race. If you're not, you're probably not going to have a chance. But if you're on the outside lane on the final lap, you do have a chance. So it's going to come down to the last lap. It's going to be awesome. And definitely a great super speedway here for the Chick-fil-A Cup Series to have an inaugural event at. And I believe this is the only inaugural event. No, sorry. We went to Riverside. That was also an inaugural event. And speaking of Riverside, this guy you see right in the middle of your screen one, he's 10th fastest right now, Justin Roberts. And he's had a tough season, unfortunately, but he did get that win at Riverside, and the second ever winner on Napa Fan. Yeah, he's been around, guys. You probably know that by now. But he's 10th fastest right now. Tristan Allen just went to 8th, but doesn't really matter too much where you start here at Armory Digital, and still good to get a good run in qualifying either way. We'll see if anybody happens to get under 48 seconds. That would be something else if they did that, but we just had the 33 of Matthew Phillips. Oh my, that was a great lap there for Phillips, and he's another one of those guys on the edge. Only 9 points off the cutoff, and a win could definitely put him in that top 10 with 2 races left. After this race is done, we only got 2 races left until we set the chase field, and it's go time. It really is. We got Armory Digital, Nashville, and Indianapolis, and that's it. Going to come down to these 3 races to determine the 10 drivers who will be battling for a championship this season in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series season number 7. I think Matthew Phillips is pretty content with that run right there. 3rd place. Pretty good. Walpole is 4th. Great run for Walpole. Actually, he might start 3rd because Walpole and Phillips are both tied for the 3rd position. Matt Delio, I saw him up there a little while ago. He's 22nd right now. He's also won a truck race here before, like Garrett Sinor. I think that's going to do it. I don't think we're going to get any faster laps here in these last few seconds. This Brad Stover, our tied points leader, by the way. He's tied with John Stewart. It's actually John Stewart who is the official points leader because Stewart has more wins than Stover this season. So it is, in fact, John Stewart who is the official points leader, even though the points actually have Stover ahead of him. That's only because Stover has a better average finishing position, but the tiebreaker is wins. So that's why Stewart is the official points leader. And Christian Vargas just stole the outside pole away from the 39. I don't know if we're going to get to him. There he is on that outside right there. It was a great run there for Christian Vargas. Now 2nd fastest here in qualifying for the New Balance 450. So it's Patrick Smith, Christian Vargas, Jonathan Wong, Matthew Phillips, Aaron Walpole, Luke Rainey, Julio Caesar, Jesse Turner up to 8th. Jake West in that pack as well in 9th, and Stuart Gratton now rounding out the top 10. Turner, the Season 5 All-Star Race winner here at Armory Digital, getting a great run here today in qualifying, but that's how they line up. We got 4 rookies, the first 4 positions. Matthew Phillips and Aaron Walpole are tied, and I believe Walpole does have it. He does, because Walpole is in the chase right now, 10th in the points, by the way. Remember, at the beginning of the season, Walpole had a terrible season going for him. He has been really good as of late, and another great run. He could put himself even deeper into the chase, and that's what you want. So Walpole will officially start 4th. Matthew Phillips will start 5th for tomorrow night's event. I think it might be the only other tie. It's the only tie that we have in this session, so that's how they will line up for tomorrow's race. And given, if you're somebody like Brad Stover, Diego Yepes, both of you guys, in the chase, no need to worry. This is Armory Digital. You can work your way from the back to the front, or from the front to the back to the front in 8 laps. So it's pretty simple here, but it's also difficult. It's gonna be a different race. I don't think a Chick-fil-A Cup Series has ever seen a points race like this before, so definitely check it out tomorrow night on my birthday. For the New Balance 450 from Armory Digital, Patrick Smith will lead the field of the green flag for tomorrow night's 35-lap event. Thank you guys very much for watching. Congratulations to Patrick Smith on his pole win. Later tonight, Turkey Hill Series and Rockstar Pro Series from the Digital. We got ourselves 44 laps of racing coming up all on Napa Fan, so check those races out later today. So thank you guys very much for watching. Congratulations to Patrick Smith, and I will see you guys later!